Welcome back, you guys. I'm Tassie, and this is my ghostly update vlog. So, as usual, I'm going to be going through my questions, and then we'll have a main topic towards the end. And our topic today is going to be about spirit guides, as far as everybody else. So, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so our first question, I get asked this a lot, you guys. It's basically, is it a sin or taboo if you are dating somebody or married to somebody with the same last name? Now, those of you guys who are not Hmong, in the Hmong community, it's very small. It is very, very small. So it is considered, just considered, face value, a terrible sin if you're married or dating somebody with the same last name. Same thing applies if you're dating certain types of clans. So, you know, this isn't like Mary Smith married Dave Smith, but, you know, like their ancestors are all from far away. Okay, like that doesn't really happen for Hmong people, okay? So there is a good chance that you guys are related. So basically, a lot of people have been coming to me and just asking, they just want to know spiritually, is there anything wrong with that? Short answer, no. There is nothing wrong with dating somebody or marrying somebody with the exact same last name. Now, as far as the face value and why it's such a taboo, even now, in this generation of ours in America, for Hmong people here, as westernized, as modernized as we have become, it is still considered such a taboo. Like, okay, I just, you guys know how I go off of these tangents. It's like, so technically I am related to Lees, because I'm a Yang, so I'm related to Lees, Changs, and Zhongs. So theoretically, I shouldn't be able to marry any of those, right? And really it's, okay. Anyways, so this is like because of stepfathers and stuff like that. So, you know, and I have half siblings who are Zhongs and Changs. I had to really think about that. I don't know why. So basically, spiritually though, you know, you guys get married, you could still get married. You guys do the chicken and everything, hopefully calling of the spirits and everything, you can still get married. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The only weird thing is that you guys, like, so for Hmong people, you are free to marry your cousin if they are on your mom's side of the family. I mean, that is messed up. Okay, but think about it. So that is completely okay. If you marry your first cousin from your mom's side of the family, it is perfectly okay. But you cannot do it if somebody has the same last name, even if they are not related to you in your clan at all. Like, still, it is looked down upon hugely. And maybe they are your cousin. I don't know. And you are marrying them. I don't know your history, okay? I'm just saying, though, spiritually, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just nowadays, it's still not accepted. And a lot of people, it's kind of, okay, I personally, I know people who do have the same last name. I don't know what it is with you Yangs, okay? I know a lot of people who are all Yangs. They marry one another. And they are not part of the same clan, though. Like, their uncles and grandparents and stuff, they don't know each other. Like, they're not related. Probably somewhere very, very distant from China or something like that. They may have had ancestors who were married, who knew each other, okay? But generally, though, it's still just looked down upon, but there's nothing wrong with it spiritually. If you just need to know if it's okay spiritually, I'm not going to go to hell, it is not a sin if you marry somebody of the same last name as you. I hope that helped. Yeah, but I mean, like, I've had this Tao kid come up to me once, and he was weird. He, like, didn't know how to tell somebody he was interested at all. He was tall, like, okay. So I wear heels when I go out, and I remember this was, like, my bar hopping crazy days, and we were like on the dance floor at the bar, and literally I'm in heels, so that would make me around 5'8", 5'9". This guy, I had to look up to see him. Okay, he was a tall Tao guy, and I remember I was probably 27, 28 years old at the time, and he was 24, but he was like a creeper. Like, he just like plastered himself against my back, and I was like, like, who does that? Anyways, the whole point of the story was that he asked me what my last name was, and I was like, oh, what's your last name? And he was like, oh, I'm a Tao. I was like, oh my God, we're brothers and sisters. And he gave me the most disgusting look in the world. And I'm like, boy, you gave me a disgusting look? You're the one who plastered yourself on some stranger's back, okay? Random tangents of Tassie. Oh, I still remember that look he gave me. Like I was disgusting because I said we were brothers and sisters. I always get questions about chanting in different languages. We've covered this topic so many times in many videos. FYI, my teacher, she is considered an old school type of shaman. She's like the Ningxia, like the new age, but then due to her age and her style, she is considered more of the old school type. However, she did speak Chinese. More Hmong, but she did often speak Chinese as well. All right, the next question, it's going to be about reincarnation. Like, this individual wanted to know if there is a set number of times that a soul gets reborn. Now, I know some of y'all might be like, oh yeah, it's 7 times. Okay, no, that's not it. Okay. So I've heard of in passing or rumor, because I can't confirm it. Like, it wasn't the person who actually said it's 7 times. Okay, so it's people basically saying it's 7 times a soul gets reincarnated and stuff. That's not true. So basically, and this was like a whole long type of question. I feel like it should be its own video, but we're going to move on anyways. So about the whole reincarnation thing. And you know how some people you hear stories of, because I don't know anybody who's ever gone through this, how people have memories of their previous lifetime. And it's exact. It's names, it's dates, it's addresses. They know things about people and stuff like that, right? But they're like 3 years old. Okay, so basically people, when you die, you get reincarnated or you don't. It all depends. So the answer to that question, how many times does a soul get reincarnated? The answer is it depends. So it depends on your purpose and why you would be reincarnated. Some people, they go through reincarnation for a very long time if they're a very new soul. And the reason why they keep going through this reincarnation route is so that they can gain experience. And then you know how some people feel like they're old soul? It's because you've been reincarnated many times. That's why. That's why you feel just inside of yourself. And other people may comment that, oh, you're an old soul. It's because you've been reincarnated so many times. Now, moving on. When you are an old soul, you will not always be reincarnated. It's not like you go and retire somewhere or anything like that. It depends on why you were born again. And I know there's going to be a million questions about that. So we're going to move on. I feel like there's just so much to cover. So typically people who have their memories though, and it's pretty instant, it's because you weren't punished and you were reincarnated faster than others. Typically if you were being punished, which is going to be a lot of people, you won't have your memories because you had to be reincarnated as other things. So an animal, for instance, due to a certain type of punishment, that is what we would consider one part of shamanism, hell, so it's that's not hell though. It's just one stream of it as a form of punishment. You get reborn as an animal or as something that suffers and then you die extremely early. So I'm not saying that these people are terrible people. I'm just saying people make terrible decisions and they have to face ownership of it. And that's why it ends up happening. So don't think, oh, I don't even want to use an example. Somebody was reborn as a dog and you come across this dog and you're like, oh my God, I swear that is the spirit or the soul of the person I know. It doesn't mean that they are a terrible person. That's why they were reborn as a dog. I mean, whoever I get would be the luckiest dog in the world. I would feed you all the time. But anyways, so it doesn't mean you're a terrible person, you're going to purgatory or anything like that. Strictly, it's just some stupid decision you had made maybe when you were younger. And you just have to own up to it. That's all. How many streams of punishments are there? There's a lot, you guys. There's a lot. You can be a slave to somebody else in the spirit world for many lifetimes. You can actually be eaten alive many times over and over. There will be terrifying things that actually happen. But it's not for eternity. It's not for forever. It's a very long time, but it's not for forever. Because you always get a chance to redeem yourself. Now, for anybody who's wondering, how do you know? I just need to know, what are some signs, Tassie? Give me some clues as to previous lifetimes. So, the easiest way, and a lot of people aren't aware of this, flashbacks. And it's funny because people think they're just imagining something, but they don't know why they're thinking of it. It will be the most random scene, like something you yourself have never seen in a movie, you've never read about, you've never heard it from somebody else, but it's just like random images. Because sometimes, you have like weird thoughts, right? Everybody has weird thoughts. We just don't say it out loud a lot. So I was going to go off on another tangent. We're gonna stay focused today. All right, so sometimes people, when you have like weird images, but everything is very clear as though it is your memory. Those are your flashbacks of your previous life. So that is how you guys can tell, especially if they're always synced up and they kind of like all make sense. And there are things that feel familiar, but you don't know why, and you've never witnessed it here. So those are signs. So my weird tangent I was going to go off on. I was talking to a colleague of mine about somebody who told me that they said they always get ghosted because they're considered weird. And I was like, what? Because I didn't understand why guys kept ghosting this person, right? And they said it's because all the guys always told them that they're weird. And I'm like, you're not weird though, but I think it's because I'm viewing them from a friend view, and that's why I can't see the weirdness, because I'm not looking at them like there's somebody I'm interested in dating. Anyways, so then my colleague was saying to me, and I was like, oh my God, like what if I'm weird? And like, I don't realize it. Because my friend was telling me, you don't think I'm weird because you're being weird with me. And then I looked at my colleague and I was like, am I weird? Like, honestly, am I weird and I don't know it? And he was like, well, Tassie. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm probably really weird. And he was saying, like, in a nice way, because, he's a nice person. And he was telling me that some people can only be weird around certain people. And then there's people like me who are weird. It doesn't matter who it is. I'm just weird around everybody. I was like, okay, I guess. All right. So I swear I've done a video on this before, but I get a lot of questions about it. So I'm just going to let you guys know. A lot of people always ask me about, I guess maybe it was a comment I had made, because I've said that everybody has guides. Everybody. So everybody has spirit guides. Everybody. But that doesn't always mean you're going to become like a psychic or a shaman or anything like that. It strictly just means everybody has guides though. So what's the point of them? Like, what can you do if you have spirit guides, but they're not going to give you answers to people's darkest fears? Like, what do you do? So spirit guides for people who don't have like special abilities. Remember, you guys, I'm still struggling on what to call that. Let me know, you guys, if you ever think of a better word. So anyways, for people who aren't like a clairvoyant, who aren't going to be a shaman who goes into the spirit world and all that great jazz, your spirit guides, they are meant to exist strictly for you as the individual. That's it. So don't send them off to kill a demon, okay? Like, their powers are very limited. However, they exist to guide and influence you. Now, a lot of people aren't happy with that alone. They want signs, like, how can I communicate with them? How can I talk to them? So the easiest way is going to be either through your dreams, meditation. Meditation is probably the one that people tend to get bored with because they don't really know if they're doing it right, and then they end up giving up on meditation. Meditation is the key to everything, though. So don't forget that. And also praying. So when you guys pray, just like imagine those who go to church and they pray, you have to focus, and it's about the intent of your message, okay? Now, don't be too crazy with your prayers to them, okay? Don't be asking for everything under the sun. You need to be focused on just what you're trying to achieve, or else you're never going to know when they answer you. Because a lot of people, they can't hear. They can't hear a spirit say, oh, I'm right here. They can't hear that, okay? So you need to look for signs. They will always give you guys signs. Now, as far as dreams, a lot of you guys may not know this, but your spirit guides, and again, this could be for anybody, I'm not talking about just shamans, okay? They come to you mostly in your dreams, and they come as different forms. So they will take on the form of somebody. However, You've dreamt of these people since you were young. They've always been in your dreams. You just aren't looking. So when you see like your sibling in your dream, or you see your parents, or you see something that you know of in real life, that isn't really always that person you're really dreaming about. There are rare scenarios, but that's pretty rare, okay? But in general, if you're just dreaming, you're like going to a party and you're like your best friends are going with you. Those are your guides. Okay, so in a nutshell, basically they can come as a dream. And you guys have to keep in mind how to tell, and this is a developed skill that you have to learn. Same thing as develop. Anyways, you need to, I had a lot of caffeine, you guys, if you can't tell. Okay. So the easiest way to tell is you have to, it's a feeling. When you see the individual in your dream, it is a feeling, and that's how you know if they are your spirit guides or if you're really just dreaming about something else. Because you tend to remember them. Now, let's say you're somebody who doesn't ever dream about nothing. It just means you don't have the guides to communicate with you that way. That's why you're not dreaming of nothing. There's actually people who never dream. Never. Like, they may remember like rare glimpses or something like that. But that tends to happen to people who are more newer souls, and their guides, they haven't developed the energy to actually be able to communicate with them through their dream world. So for anybody who's like, I never dream of nothing. All right, you guys, so that is it for this video this week. Ghostly updates for myself. Nothing much has happened lately. I think as I've been really immersed in this new video game that came out, my boyfriend got it for me, Dragon Quest Builders 2. I have been obsessed over it. So I've been paying a lot of attention to my video game. I've been getting ready to move and everything like that with my Vegas trip. So, not much has changed really, but we've had a lot of barbecues and going out to the bar and stuff like that. So not a whole lot of super crazy things beyond the norm. And the norm is, yeah, I see things, but that was just my pillow. Anyways, that was not... Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah, but nothing like out of the ordinary. I haven't had any crazy dreams lately. I think I've just been like really focusing on a lot of other things, especially my video game. I've been playing it a lot. So that's about it for me. All right, you guys, until next week.